So let's look at going forward. What does this mean? In this very short section, I'm going to be talking about what you'll be learning next week, and I'll be discussing some of the assignments. So if you want to, you can begin to think about getting a little more comfortable. These initial assignments won't be guided, but you can begin to think about how you might want to be more comfortable for the guided assignments. Next week, we'll be talking about the stress-pain connection. I'll be giving you much more information about why learning stress management can help with pain as our initial introduction into pain management. We've already talked about how thoughts and beliefs can increase or decrease your stress. We'll be identifying what's called negative schemas and positive self-talk. We'll be talking about coping strategies, healthy and potentially harmful coping strategies and coping skills. So you can really be able to evaluate how you're coping and choose some ones that may work better for you. We're looking at compassionate listening, which has to do with listening to the way you think about things and the difference between stress and anxiety. So let's go on to the assignments. This is the first assignment. This is here to help you, and it's here to help you increase your awareness. It's important that the assignments not be an additional stressor for you. These are tools to help you, and you'll have an opportunity to talk about them during the telephone meeting. But I want you to try them and see what you learn from them. And if you're not able to do it as much as you would like to, that's okay. That's part of the stress management, not having to put so much pressure on yourself. So give yourself the opportunity to learn new things. Try to find some time in your week to do this without putting pressure on yourself. So the first assignment is an awareness log. And this is here to help you increase your awareness, hence the name awareness log. Increase your awareness of stressors and de-stressors in your life. So either on a computer or on paper, or if you want to record this, I'm going to invite you to try to stop a couple of times a day. It doesn't have to be a big thing, just helping you become more aware. And rate your level of well-being. Rate your level of comfort. And I'm not talking about MS comfort. Right now I'm talking about psychological comfort. Well-being, as in lack of stress. And I'm giving you a 20-point scale here. -10 is the absolute worst you have ever felt in your life, and I do sincerely hope that you will not have a -10. +10 is you could not imagine feeling any better. And that's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place to be. And every once in a while, we'll hit it for just a little bit. So you're going to be checking in with yourself like you might check in with yourself right now and think, where am I? I'm feeling relatively good, so you're going to be on the positive side. And where am I? Am I at the best I've ever felt in my life? Well, I personally am feeling very excited about sharing this with you. So I'm probably up around a 5 or a +5 or 6 right now. The question is, where are you? And then make a short note about what's happening so you can begin to become aware of what helps relax you and what stresses you. And this is just the beginning of this. the very beginning. So the first is the date. That's helpful. Then I put here a -4. Spoke with Mary. I don't know a Mary, but you might. You spoke with someone, and afterwards you checked in with yourself and you thought, I'm not feeling so great about this. So you put a -4. Now, maybe you were feeling even worse before you talked to Mary, so you might want to make a note of that. But you could have been feeling pretty good, and after you talked with her, you weren't feeling so good. So if every time you talk with Mary, you're not feeling so good, this is really important information. Well, here's a +5. Spent time with my dog. Maybe it was only a couple of minutes, but you notice you just felt really good afterwards. So there's a +5. And then we give you, 0, watch TV with my spouse. It's nothing about your spouse, but you may notice that you felt a certain way before you watched TV, you felt a certain way after you watched TV. TV really didn't make a change. If that's true for you, that's important, because if you thought of TV as being a stress reducer and it didn't really change anything, it may not be the best stress reducer for you. It's just for you to learn about and experiment with, and we'll hear about what you found out in the phone call. One other helpful assignment that I'd like you to try out is earlier in the program you had a whole list of stress reducing activities, stress reducing things you could do. I'd like you to try 1 or 2 of those, maybe 1 or 2 that you haven't tried before. And if you're feeling a little resistant to doing this, just pay attention to what might be getting in the way of you trying one of these. And we'll hear about what you learned. So we're almost at the end of this week's program, and we're going to end with guided relief. And that's the next segment. So there will be 2 of them, and at this point it's no longer important that you look at any screen at all or at any piece of paper, because you'll just be listening to me. So I'm going to invite you to listen to this when you can be in a place that's comfortable enough, maybe undisturbed for about 10 minutes or so, and in a place where you can be either sitting propped up comfortably but very relaxed. Sometimes lying down completely people fall asleep. You might want to listen to this. So in a very relaxed place where you can really be comfortable, feel safe closing your eyes for a couple of minutes, and when you're there, you can turn on the guided relief.